the US carries drone attacks only in Muslim countries. The US doesn't kill at will human beings anywhere in the world except in Muslim countries. Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Somalia, Chad, and Nigeria. And the article went into great detail about the number of Muslims killed in the Obama administration, in the Trump administration, and now in Biden. And the death toll is astounding. And the US has killed numerous civilians because it drops these 500-pound bombs on Muslims, but the operators on the ground are always making a judgment call based on data they're getting from informants on the ground that is often unreliable. And they make the decision to incinerate human beings from long distances, and there's no oversight. So although numerous strikes, 100% of the casualties were civilians, women and children, no one has ever been held, no one has ever been punished, no one has ever been censored, no one has ever been fired, no one has ever been demoted for killing Muslim civilians. And the article then explains that during the Trump administration, Trump removed all the restrictions that the Obama administration has placed, designed to mitigate at least the number of civilian deaths. So what Trump did, he said to the commanders on the field, go ahead, bomb at will. You don't even need to get the approval of the White House before you kill a bunch of Muslims anywhere in the world. You make the decision. I don't even want to know about it. And it says that it talks in great detail about how during the Trump era, all these Muslims were killed where no one even, because a lot of times the US will not allow media on the ground to report. And then during the Biden administration, Biden restored a lot of the restrictions that existed on the Obama administration. However, the culture of impunity and non-accountability continues. No one ever gets punished or censored or demoted or fired, regardless of how many civilian Muslims they kill. And at the very end of the article, very end, the author sort of asks, although the author is not Muslim, obviously, they're two journalists, they're not Muslim, but they just wonder, why is it that no one in the world seems to care? Not the International Criminal Court of Justice, no one in the UN. This issue has never been, the one time that the International Criminal Court of Justice was thinking of bringing charges against some American officers for war crimes committed in Iraq and in Afghanistan, that effort was completely killed and snuffed. And they sort of hint at whether Muslims basically in the modern world have no value. Sort of hint at it. And I couldn't sleep that night. Well, I can't sleep a lot of nights, but anyway. But I'm thinking, wow, we're living in a world where Russians get to kill as many Muslims as they want. No one even knows how many Muslims Russians are killing. French get to kill as many Muslims as they want in Chad and Libya and other African countries, Muslim African countries, and no one knows how many the French kill. The Israelis get to kill Palestinians, and the Americans get to kill Muslims in Yemen, in Somalia, in Iraq, in Afghanistan. And you know who particularly doesn't care? It's Muslims themselves. Because all the reports that I've read were written by non-Muslims. Muslims themselves have grown immune. It's not even newsworthy anymore. Oh, another 90 people got incinerated in Afghanistan. Okay. And then people say, well, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Why aren't we funding organizations that go after politicians that protect the war crimes committed? Because there are committees in Congress that are charged with oversight, that are supposed to hold the military accountable when the military fails to hold itself accountable for killing civilians. But the people sitting on this committee don't do anything because it's Muslims being killed. They don't care. So why aren't we finding parties that basically goes and tells these politicians, because you failed to hold the military accountable, we are going to make sure you're not re-elected to office. That's what people who care do. And the people who care would find, would go to all these rich Muslim doctors and get, just checks for thousands and thousands of dollars to support an effort like this. But why is all this just a big pipe dream? We care, I still get more messages about hijab than I ever get anything that even acknowledges the fact that Muslim life has no value in the world anymore. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. People will not respect you or value you or honor you unless you first respect and value yourself. That's one thing that life has taught me. If you don't treat yourself as a human being with dignity and honor and value, no one will. And the same holds true for the world. If Muslims themselves don't honor their own kind,